Hi, I'm Sandy,
And I'm Andrew.
and we're here today to share another chapter of our journey of health. It's the end of August, so it's been about a month since the last time we checked in. I had just completed a 7-day fast and was very excited. I'm still around the same weight that I was a month ago at the end of the fast. Um, August was very hot this month. We had a lot of 90-degree weather, and we're tempted to go and have Culver's frozen custard a lot more than we otherwise might have been tempted to. Also, it's my birthday this month, and so there was a weekend where eating restrictions were somewhat lifted, and I ate some foods for my birthday that I don't usually get to eat and enjoyed it. Then a week after that, we went to a wedding. Now, it had taken me 3 days after my birthday weekend to get back into keto. And then 2 days later, we went to this wedding. I didn't eat all day, fasted all day. And the reception wasn't until 6 that evening. It was a buffet. And I had the most wonderful experience at this wedding because I wasn't tempted by the foods that I'm not supposed to eat. So I didn't have any bread. I didn't have any potatoes. I didn't have any rice. I didn't have any wedding cake. I didn't even have any alcohol. I had some delicious beef, roast beef, chicken, vegetables, salad, and I was fine. I was happy. We did dancing that night because there was a DJ. Yeah, got a little hot and sweaty, got my heart rate up. And the next day, after attending that wedding, I lost weight. So I'm so happy.
I basically had just the beef, the chicken, and this potato rice casserole thing. Couple of beers. Um, Danced a little. I was still having some knee problems. Um, but I felt great the next day because I hadn't eaten anything either the day before or during the day of the wedding.
But in the last month, Andrew has uh, increased his intake of things like potatoes, rice, oatmeal
Yep, love
to
oatmeal.
bring his weight back up, and it's worked. He's gained back 5 pounds
About
the
five
last time
pounds.
you weighed yourself, and I'm happy with that. Our exercise has probably been not
They're sporadic.
yeah, because it's been hot. Also, we fell off our bikes in July and hurt ourselves. And I've had muscle soreness because I've been using my muscles and doing a little bit of walking. We've been going to forest preserves and doing a little bit.
And
Um,
Sands actually come with me out to disc golf courses to walk it while I play. And this past Tuesday was the first time I was able to play 18 holes, a full round. I felt great about that.
yeah, he went back to his old club.
On Stringwood. And it was, the course has improved. They made some changes that were good changes, but I played the whole game. I may have slowed up our foursome a little bit, but it was a great time and I felt great. My legs were a little sore the next day,
That's to be expected.
but it was a fun time and I never got out of breath. Um,
That's
I
important.
and my throws weren't the best, but I made some clutch throws, so it was fun. But if I can get back to playing more disc golf, that's my way to exercise.
And if I can walk the course with him, that's good exercise for me. Um, I still have my bike and my elliptical downstairs, but I haven't really been going down there and using it. Who wants to hang out in the basement in the summertime? We've been going out in the backyard more, and uh, we have a lot of foliage that overhangs our yard. It seems I always have to go outside and bend over and pick up sticks, bend over and pick up sticks, and I could feel those muscles in the backs of my legs. However, that's a good sore because it's from using my muscles,
Yeah.
as opposed to feeling the pain of arthritis in my knees and my hips or my neck or my back or my shoulders. And I'm not feeling that. Since getting over 70 pounds off, almost 75, my mobility is so much better. Even though I'm still moving slow.
She's not sending me to get this and get that for her.
Yes, I'm getting up and getting things myself a lot more. So I'm happy with my progress.
I'm happy with the progress too. I didn't used to be able to put my arms all the way around her. Now I can, and then some.
See, we're very happy with our new way of eating. In fact, we're going to overlay some pictures. I've taken, of our dinner plates or breakfast plates. When I got off of the fast, I had eggs, hard-boiled eggs, and avocado slices with lemon juice. And
getting off a fast, you don't want to eat heavy right off the bat.
No, of course not.
So she ate
I did that in the past and screwed up. So, yeah, I remember one time I had fasted for like 2 weeks. Or 3 weeks. It was a 3-week fast. I was in my 20s. And what did I want to eat when I broke the fast? I had a McDonald's hamburger meal and enjoyed the diarrhea the next day. Well, maybe I didn't really enjoy it.
And I haven't eaten McDonald's in over 20 years.
That's a good crony corporate capitalism company to avoid giving your money to.
I did for a while. I was going to Burger King for their breakfast, but I've stopped in now too. I mean,
who needs them? In fact, there's so many things that we can make ourselves now. I'm making my own mayonnaise with healthy ingredients because the one that had the soy oil in it, I threw in the garbage that I got from the store. I can make hollandaise sauce, perfect hollandaise sauce.
It's very tasty.
Yes, love it. Mayonnaise, hollandaise sauce, my own salad dressings now. I don't need all that processed crap with chemicals and preservatives that came out of a factory. No, thank you.
As a kid, the salads that I had, the dressing was oil and vinegar. Very simple, very healthy. I mean, it was.
And when we have our breakfast at sometimes 11, noon, 1, sometimes it's a hamburger with bacon and eggs and sauerkraut.
Sauerkraut. I never used to like sauerkraut, but somehow I developed a love of it. And Sandy's own sauerkraut is the best.
Yes, we've been experimenting with fermenting vegetables. So, because they have the most nutrients and enzymes when they're fresh and they're raw.
And it feeds your gut biology too.
And, but they don't last that long in the refrigerator.
Well,
however, if you cut them up, and you put them in a canning jar with water and sea salt or Celtic salt or Himalayan salt, okay, within 4 or 5 days, you have fermented them and you have increased, you have doubled, you have tripled, and I think even in some cases have 10 times increased the enzymes and the nutrients that are in those vegetables. They taste a little salty, but they are yummy, yummy, yummy. I did
salty almost on the verge of vinegary.
And I had beets. Beets are very healthy for you, but before fermenting, they have a little bit too much sugar, but ferment them and then you get rid of the sugar and mostly, and you have much more of the enzymes and the nutrients left. You can also drink that the fermentation juice as a kvass and get more nutrients that way.
I've been eating canned mackerel a lot too. It's a wonderful snack. And what I'll do is I'll put it in a bowl, eat the meat, and then drink the oil. Because I get the mackerel and virgin olive oil.
Extra virgin olive oil.
And
I get the sardines in extra virgin olive oil, and I'll, just upend it in a bowl, and then I'll sprinkle some cayenne pepper on it, give it a little spice.
I avoid the cayenne, thank you very much.
And I don't like to put the sardines in a salad, but I like to have a nice green leafy vegetable salad with anchovies and feta cheese, but also cut up raw onions, green peppers, zucchini, yellow squash, cucumber, tomatoes, and organic if at all possible, or from the farmer's market. We've got a couple of really wonderful farmer's markets here in the Rockford area that we can go to and get some fresh, unpesticided, no money going to big ag vegetables. And we enjoy that quite a bit.
This Katie Meridian, you probably hear her.
Well, pick her up, show her to the folks. There she is, Miss Meridian, Queen of the Kitties.
Yes.
Oh, she's purring now. That's what she wanted. She wanted to be in Daddy's lap. Oh, and speaking of our kitties, 2 years ago when we've got Meridian, female there, and then we also have Buddy, who's a male. They're both 13 years old. We took him in 2 years ago, and they said he had high kidney enzyme levels and that he needed to be on a prescription cat food for kidney disease. And it's like, they said he doesn't have it yet, but he's got the high enzymes, he's developing it. And it's like, okay, I had another cat that had kidney disease, so we started buying the prescription food, wet food and kibble.
Very expensive.
Hill's prescription. Okay, very famous brand. Well, we've been doing that a year and a half, 2 years now. And Meridian didn't originally like the food. She didn't start eating it right away, because I'm like, if we're buying food for one cat, they're both eating it, I'm not buying separate food for the two cats. It's probably, and I reasoned that, well, it's got to be better for her too, right? The thing that I was suspicious right away when I opened the wet food, and I saw chunks of carrots and potatoes in there. And I'm like, what the hell? Cats are carnivores. Okay. And they don't need carbohydrates. They don't need any carbohydrates. How is that a medicine for them if they're developing kidney disease? That just seemed really, really wrong to me. But I ignored it. And then I noticed that when we started running short sometimes on the kibble, that all of a sudden, not only Buddy, but Meridian, 2, 3, and sometimes 4 times a day, they were crying for that kibble, because I would limit, because Betty is overweight, so I would limit the amount they got. Supposedly, they're only supposed to get like a quarter cup of kibble a day.
And sometimes Meridian won't even finish that. Buddy will, but Meridian doesn't.
Yeah. But that's unusual. And then it finally dawned on me. And we looked on the label, and of course, they don't disclose these things on labels of pet food, what the exact macronutrient content is. But obviously, they have they've diluted their kibble with carbohydrates, and there's either 25 to 50% of carbohydrates in that kibble instead of protein. And my cats got addicted, carb addicted to this carbohydrate rich kibble. They addicted my cats. Hill's prescription cat food.
So I went out and I got cat food that has chicken, fish, beef, and something else. All animal, no vegetable.
That's just ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Because if you look into it, the rates of degenerative diseases and chronic diseases for pets are just as high as for people, because they're also poisoning them with added sugars, chemicals, and plant-based carbohydrates that their carnivore bodies do not need. And human beings, we evolved into our current form by eating meat and eating fat. And our bodies are best evolved to burn fat. And if you have fat all over your body, like I do, it's because of a carb addiction and a hormone imbalance.
We were feeding the cats whenever they demanded it. They got fat. Buddy has a...
Well, Meridian's not fat.
Well, she's thicker than she was.
But Buddy's heavier over the last 2 years, so we got to get him off that.
And he's got one of those hanging down bellies that's not healthy.
No, so we have learned, and we are applying our learning also to our pets so that they're healthier too.
And actually, it doesn't help Buddy's condition that he's an extremely lazy cat.
Okay. Lazy tomcat. He's one. He's an example of that stereotype.
Meridian's in great shape. She's quick. She's fast.
So thank you so much for dropping in today and listening to us talk about our journey of health. Other things that we like to eat for not just brunch, breakfast, but for dinner. We just love pot roast in the crock pot with slow cooked with onions and mushrooms. Oh, what is the computer trying to tell me here? Be quiet, don't bother me. The message went away just as I put my glasses on. Let's see, we also have we eat grass-fed hamburger that we can get at our local store a lot.
And we get pasture-raised organic eggs.
Yes, we get pasture-raised age-free eggs. There's no such thing as organic eggs. And we're doing ferments. Making my own sauerkraut, combining raw cauliflower with onions and celery and broccoli and garlic into a ferment. And then that's a salad when it comes out.
She makes this stuff called fire cider. Tried it once. That's all I needed.
Yes, and I've gone through almost 2 whole bottles of that stuff, just a shot glass at a time. In fact, I could do a whole video about, what fire cider is, but trust me, all you need to know is that the base of it is apple cider vinegar, where you take, it takes 2 months, but you take that and you pour it over a bunch of chopped up vegetables that are anti-inflammatory, and you let it ferment for two whole months, for 8 weeks.
How many cloves of garlic do you put in there?
I put two whole bulbs. And there's
quite a bit of garlic.
Yeah. And 2 different kinds of onions and romaine lettuce and beet tops and kale and all kinds of things that are anti-inflammatory that will, leave those effects in the vinegar. It also, I have never tried to take just raw apple cider vinegar and try to shot glass it down. I've always put it in water and diluted it. But once you've fermented this stuff with all the vegetables and strained out the vegetables, you can actually chug it down. And there's also lots of cayenne pepper in there and turmeric powder.
I'm not good with real hot things.
And I've always liked spicy things, so it's okay for me. And then I usually have some kind of an ice water chaser after I chug it. But it's great for your immune system. And for me, I'm really concerned about, since I did eat too many carbohydrates and too much sugar for years and years, that I might have plaque build up in my arteries and, fat build up in my liver and amyloid plaques in my brain. So things like apple cider vinegar and lemon juice help to melt that plaquing out of your arteries so that they're clear. And considering that when I started this, I had high blood pressure and now I don't, I think it's working.
I think so too.
So that's it for now. And we'll see you next time.
Take care.
Bye.